Welcome to This Explainer. We're diving into an absolutely wild week in the AI space. We're going to talk through some rapid-fire industry shifts and then get to the main event. A completely free model out of China called GLM 5.2 that is quite literally going toe-to-toe with the most expensive frontier models on the market. Let's get right into it.
Okay, here is the roadmap for today. We'll hit rapid industry shifts, enter GLM 5.2, look at some head-to-head tests, break down costs and workflow, and finally, dive into the local reality.
Kicking things off with Part 1, Rapid Industry Shifts.
We are right in the thick of a totally fierce AI talent war. Get this, Google literally paid $2.7 billion just to bring Noam Shazir back to the company. He's one of the founding fathers of modern AI, right? He co-authored the famous Attention is All You Need paper. But the crazy part? Less than 2 years after dropping billions to get him back to lead their Gemini project, he just walked right out the door to lead architecture at OpenAI, their biggest rival. The smartest folks in this space are now worth more than entire companies. It's wild.
Meanwhile, over on the consumer side of things, Anthropic, the creators of Claude, are facing a class action lawsuit. A user bought their pricey $200 max plan thinking they'd get massive usage limits, but they tapped out in just 5 hours. It really shines a harsh light on how opaque these frontier model caps are. Turns out pretty much every AI company is running on these fuzzy hidden usage caps that almost nobody fully understands. This lawsuit might actually force them to finally show us the math.
And man, the workflow updates dropping right now are just relentless. We've got GenSpark's agent base replacing entire app stacks with a single prompt, Lovable letting you edit apps by literally just scribbling on your screen, and Claude Design syncing live with Replit, so designing and coding are one seamless flow. But okay, the absolute wildest pivot? Midjourney. The AI image generation guys are launching Midjourney Medical. They're building actual hardware body scanners that use sound waves while you float in a shallow pool of warm water. It's supposed to feel like a spa rather than a hospital. Oh, and in India, PhysicsWallah just gave their AI this incredibly natural Hindi and English voice to solve messy, handwritten physics problems for students at 2 a.m. The application layer of AI is truly exploding right now.
All right, let's slow things down a bit for Part 2. Enter GLM 5.2.
So, a Chinese company called ZAI just dropped a model that directly challenges the big US tech giants. And the most absolutely crucial thing to understand here is that it's open weight. Recently, Claude's heavy-hitting Fable 5 model was straight-up banned for users in certain regions. You can use those frontier models, but you don't own them, right? They can cut you off in a heartbeat. But GLM 5.2, it's completely open weight. You can download the whole architecture and run it on your own laptop. Nobody can restrict you, ban you, or turn it off.
Plus, the specs on this thing are honestly incredible. It comes with an MIT license, which means it's completely free for commercial business use. It's packing a staggering 1 million token memory. So you can feed it a massive, sprawling project, and it literally won't forget the beginning by the time it gets to the end. It also features dedicated high and max thinking modes, basically letting you force the AI to spend more compute time churning through complex logic before it spits out an answer.
Moving on to Part 3, head-to-head AI testing. So we had to put this to the test empirically. First up, we asked Opus 4.8, Fable 5, and GLM 5.2 to build an interactive AI learning roadmap website. The older Opus 4.8 gave us a decent title screen, but the button click completely failed. Nothing happened. Fable 5 built a really beautiful, clean, week-by-week plan, but it was totally static. GLM 5.2, though, built a full skill tree with dropdowns. And the best part? When we changed the input from 30 minutes a day to 1 hour, GLM 5.2 successfully rebuilt the whole plan on the fly.
Next, we pushed them all a bit harder. We asked for a moody, interactive website called One Wish Willow. Opus gave us some clean typography and basic paper glitter animations. Fable 5, totally true to form, made a stunning layout that nailed the vibe perfectly, but again, it acted more like a static poster. GLM 5.2, it gave us the most playable reactive parts. We're talking custom fonts, drifting particles, sound toggles, and a wish box that actually reacted when you clicked it. Real interactivity.
For our final and definitely most complex test, we asked the models to code a fully playable 2D side-scrolling action game in a single file. Commando, enemies, lives, power-ups, the whole shebang. The verdict here? All three completely crushed it. Fable 5 made a super solid Jungle Strike-style game. Opus 4.8 totally surprised us with an awesome spread shot power-up, and GLM 5.2 built a flawless pixel art shooter with actual sound effects. It absolutely proves GLM 5.2 can go toe-to-toe with the very best out there.
Okay, part 4, costs and workflow integration.
Let's talk about the actual financial reality of all this. If you're building heavily, Opus 4.8 is going to run you about $5 to read 1 million tokens and $25 to write them. GLM 5.2, it handles that exact same massive workload for $1.20 to read and $4.10 to write. That is roughly 5 times cheaper. You are getting nearly the exact same quality of work, often faster, for just a fraction of the bill.
Now, if you want to integrate this into your coding setup without buying a massive server, the cloud workflow is incredibly easy. You just create a free account on OpenRouter, think of it as a doorway to pretty much all the models, generate an API key, and pop that key into a free tool called OpenCode. Boom. Select GLM 5.2 from the dropdown and you're building instantly.
Bringing us to part 5, the local reality. Let's talk data privacy.
Because here's the catch. When you use the cloud version of GLM 5.2 or even hit it through an API, your inputs are leaving your computer. They travel all the way to servers owned by Z.AI, which are sitting in China. That means your private code or client data is passing through a machine you don't control, in a country with entirely different rules about data. For a lot of businesses and enterprise workflows, that is an immediate deal breaker.
But because it's open weight, there's a really powerful workaround here: local execution. You can grab a free tool called OAMA. With OAMA, you download the entire GLM 5.2 model straight to your laptop. From that moment on, all the heavy lifting and thinking happens entirely on your machine. You could literally pull the Wi-Fi plug out of the wall and it'd still work perfectly. Your data never, ever leaves your desk.
Now, a totally honest heads up here. This thing is massive. Because it's packing that 1 million token memory, running it locally is not for the faint of heart. You're not going to run this on a basic MacBook, okay? While cloud workflows take 0 local resources, running a beast like this completely offline requires a serious dedicated workstation. You need high-capacity VRAM and modern discrete GPUs, or your system is just going to crash.
Oh, and a really quick caveat to save you some headaches out there in the marketplace. A lot of folks are saying NVIDIA provides this exact model for free in their local desktop app. That's only half true. NVIDIA is currently only offering the older GLM 5.1 model for free, not the highly disruptive 5.2 version we just tested today. So definitely don't go the NVIDIA route expecting the exact results we just showcased.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? Look, just a year ago, if you wanted to build a polished web app or a complex tool, you had to pay top dollar for the most expensive lockdown models on the planet. Fast forward to today, and an open-weight model you can run yourself is matching that elite standard. The cost wall has officially come down. It's challenging all of us to seriously reconsider our AI tech stacks. So I leave you with this question. If a free model can now match the world's most expensive AI, what is stopping you from building?